Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Assassin, and we're back with some more Predecessor, of course. Today, I wanted to sit down, talk about a couple things that I feel like could make Predecessor better, and then we've got it kind of categorized in order, at least to how I think they should be addressed, because you can't have the first one without the second one, but really, there is no order in the grand scheme of things, just because all of it really does matter. So first, I want to talk about progression systems. Progression, there is none. We level up, and it's meaningless. There is no point to leveling, and a caveat to that is that the rank system at the moment, the only progression system that we really do have, aside from if you're a free-to-play player and you are trying to earn the heroes that you don't have, that's about it. Those are the only things that you are progressing towards, and ranked is an exclusive, thing. It is time slotted, so you only have so much time, and if you can't play during those hours, you are also cut off from that progression. So we need some type of system to grind for. That is what keeps people playing, and I'll get more touchy on the rank subject a little bit later. Overall, we need a progression system of some sort. Give us a way to earn free skins. Do something with Amber. People keep talking about Amber, and they really want something done with it. Omeda Studios has been pretty quiet about that, at least as of now, unless something pops up tomorrow or the next day. We don't have any word on Amber, so make Amber usable. Let's use that for free skins, emotes. The grand scheme of things is that we need more content to try and give us daily quests to give us Amber. Those will help us get to, I don't know, some type of cool banner. There used to be in Paragon, and I know Paragon isn't, Predecessor, obviously, but just as a comparison, they used to do these, like, tower kills, so whoever finished off a tower, their banner would be displayed above the location of the no longer existing tower. That was pretty cool. You could do those in the shop, I mean, something like that. But the grand scheme of things is we need something to work for. Next up, we got some bans. Bans, timeouts, whatever you want to call it. We need a way to hold people accountable who are ruining the game for others. My experience with Predecessor in the last couple days has been a negative one, and it hasn't been because of just my poor performance. Even though I've been slacking, I haven't been providing that carry, let me backpack my whole team and get us a win. I get that, but the real issue is that I've been sitting in queues that are egregiously long, and then once we get in, somebody doesn't select a hero, or somebody draft dodges. It just sucks. I don't know if it is a issue with crashing. I'm not for sure if it's just, people missing it, but there needs to be harsher penalties. There is no reason that someone should wait. I think the longest queue I had was 7 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. You shouldn't go 8 minutes and then have to immediately get kicked out back into another queue. And I know my situation probably isn't quite like yours. I'm playing during demon hours, and demon hours are not very kind to me, as the queues are a little bit longer. But regardless, I see this constantly on the Reddit, in comments, under, posts that Omeda Studios have been making. People are having an issue with other people being AFK, people not participating. There's just an overwhelming toxicity cloud, and I hate saying it like that because every game is gonna have somebody who is, not the nicest, not the greatest to play with, and they probably shouldn't play a team game, but they're going to be there regardless. But it seems like the overwhelming sentiment is that people are negative, people are causing the game to not be fun for other players. It's not even the game itself, it's just other people ruining it for them, and that shouldn't happen. So Omeda Studios, let's get together, let's ban some people, give some people some timeouts. I don't think that would be too much to ask for. Matchmaking, I don't think is working how it's intended, and if it is, I genuinely would like to talk to someone who gets to look at the back end of things and be like, that's how that works. Why does that work like that? Because honestly, I don't get why the standard matchmaking system would be like this. It really makes no sense to me. For example, let's say you have an entire team of silvers, just, for reference. And then the other team has, a couple bronzes, maybe a silver, and then they have a gold. At least from what I can tell when I'm looking at Omeda.city. And again, this is all just a, educated guess. This is me trying to take pieces from here and there and put them together to kind of figure out what's going on. But basically, it seems like it's prioritizing, obviously, connection. It's gonna get everybody into a game that's, is fairly good on the connection, level as possible, as well as it's gonna take some type of, elo, some type of rank, and it's gonna put you into a lobby. But then when it puts you into a lobby, it's trying to balance the teams fairly. You get thrown into the lobby, you're gonna have two teams, and it's gonna balance the elos per team. You've got a whole team of silvers, and then maybe you've got a couple bronzes, a silver, and a gold. For the sake of, the argument, argument here. Let's say the entire team is silver, the other team is all bronzes, and then a gold, okay? That gold person, you know, let's just say he's the support of the team. He is expected to carry that game because, at least from a matchmaking standpoint, the teams are even. So, you know, collectively between the 4 players that are bronze, they might have like 400 elo. But then the guy that's in gold makes up for that, you know, well in stride. You know, maybe he's got 800 elo. So now both teams are about 1200 elo. But in, you know, reality, the teams are not even. So it's just a terrible experience for everyone involved. I don't know why it works like that. Genuinely, I don't get it. If anyone has any, you know, background in matchmaking or can explain to me what's happening, or maybe it's because of the hours that I'm playing, but it seems like even when I am playing on hours that are regular times, it's still exactly the same way. The caveat to that is that ranked, at least from what I can tell, is doing a very basic job of matching people together. Sure, it's a little rough, especially in the beginning when you're playing with people that are in bronze, silver, you know, maybe even gold. Eventually you get out of there and you're playing with people who understand. You know, to speak to that, they need to make ranked as well as, you know, the system to get in to the matchmaking pool a little bit different. You need to help out those players who are not quite there yet, and we'll continue to speak about that. But overall, the sentiment is change the way standard matchmaking is being handled. It makes no sense. Just copy the ranked format, make it a little bit less competitive, do it kind of like League of Legends, make it almost the same mode, don't make the matchmaking as strict, and get people ready for the competitive experience, but give them more of a casual, you know, fun time. You can have, you know, mirror matchups, that sort of thing. Let them, you know, do a ban, you know, let them do bans. Why not? Either way, just kind of change the way standard is working in the matchmaking, you know, back end, because it makes no sense. It's causing people who are, you know, either really good players, really bad players. No one is having a good time when they're being squished into a lobby that's not fair, and nobody wants that. Speaking of the new players, I have absolutely nothing against people that want to learn the game. In fact, we need those players. Those players are very essential to keeping the game alive. People have to be able to experience the game. Not everybody's played a MOBA, especially people on console. The closest thing they have to that is Smite, and then they have Predecessor. So this is a good thing for people to be coming in and trying the game, but it's not a good thing for them to get thrown into a match with people that have 500 plus games and they're the only person there that's had, you know, their 12th game. That is not fun for them. We need better tutorials for players, and even then, tutorials are not going to be the end-all be-all. They need to be having a protective bracket. Call it whatever you will, but they need to be, you know, split up from the regular player base. Let people get the bearings under them, let them learn, and then you can kind of push them into the, you know, the standard matchmaking very slowly. Personally, I don't think level 20 is high enough for ranked. You know, I think it's kind of like bordering on the line. I've spoken about it before. It's not a huge deal, but you could definitely raise that level, and especially if you're bringing in a progression system, if you're allowing people to build, you know, up a catalog of skins and emotes and whatever, you know, if you have something like that, letting them go until level 30 or maybe even a little bit higher, maybe you're gonna have them get a character all the way to level 10 on the affinity. I mean, have it however you want, but you could definitely raise the barrier to entry on ranked, and that wouldn't be terrible. But of course, you're gonna have to have a better tutorial system. The tutorial in Predecessor is not very good. You know, there could be definitely more intricate tutorials for them to learn how to play the game. There could be maybe some cool voice acting from like one of the characters. They could like show them the ropes. We could limit them to playing with, you know, human players and then playing against AI, and you know, that gives them like a relative small, you know, XP, and they can earn stuff through that. And you could do like a quest through that. It would just be nice for them to be able to learn in an environment that is helping them instead of making them regress and then eventually quit the game, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants them to leave and not have a good time. That is not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to create a community that people want to be a part of. If they're constantly getting shit on, you know, with the things we have listed here, these aren't really huge asks. We just have to hope that Omeda Studios comes through. They pull off, you know, some of the things we're asking for. I'm sure it's in their pipeline. I mean, I say sure, I have no idea. I would hope that those are the things they are looking into. It would just make the most sense. I say things like, oh, just copy League of Legends, just copy League of Legends. When I say that, I say it because it's a successful game, it's a successful MOBA. Maybe all of those things will not transfer over to the grand scheme of Predecessor, but there's definitely things they could take from, you know, Riot Games and everything they're doing over there, and I don't think it would be the most awful thing that could happen. So these are just kind of my opinions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I appreciate everyone stopping by, checking out the video. I really hope we get some of these changes. I'll be seeing you soon. Make sure you subscribe for more content, and yeah, I'll see you later.